Well, good day, good day, good day. And I would like to say good morning to all of you. Uh-oh, I'm getting a little bit of feedback, but that's okay. We'll just say good day one more time. So I want to welcome everyone to the chat. This is All for Success, and I'm hoping that you're having a great day because I intend to talk about some few little things, and we'll definitely have some fun reminiscing over how Invictus is going and how it's been celebrated over the past week. So get settled in. If you have your coffee, get great. If you don't have your coffee, well, get your coffee ready to go so that you feel like you can just sit and relax. Of course, if instead you're out walking about with your headphones in, if you settle in and walk a little bit, please excuse me, you might get in at least a mile, depending on how long I am sitting here chit chatting. But I hope you get to enjoy your coffee or enjoy your outing or your walk, whichever thing you're doing at this time. So, once again, good morning to everybody. Good day, good day, good day. And here at All for Success, remember, I don't know if any of you recall, sometimes when I've chatted, I told you that a lot of times I'm speaking about Harry and Meghan, and then it's kind of in the back of my mind how a parent would definitely support adult children, because my view is often probably similar to that of Megan's mother, Miss Doria. I feel that I'm in that same category. So when I look at the things they do, the achievements and their accomplishments, I'm looking at it from a parent looking at their children and thinking, wow, how wonderful they are. And the things that they're doing sometimes will blow your mind. You know, your kids, once they get older, it's just phenomenal, the types of successes that they have. And it really is, the type of thing that fills you with pride. Okay, so that being said, get your coffee out. I know I'm a little bit early. So for those of you who were trying to sleep in late, get up. It's time to wake up and get moving. Okay, after all, you should have been up hours ago. But if you didn't get up early and you're getting ready to get prepared for your errand running, I promise I'm not going to stay here too long, because what's been wonderful about this past week for any of you out there who've been following along with some of the activities around the Invictus games, you have heard hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comments. You've seen hundreds and hundreds of video clips, pictures of the Sussex wonderful Harry and Meghan walking about, smiling, laughing, and waving. So you've seen all of that. And I'm certain that we are all in total celebration of it. Just understand, I totally agree with you. Okay, I'm going to pull up a picture here. Let's see if I can get some things started. All right, so it would appear that Invictus Games kicked off and started right off at the beginning, doing very, very well. So let's begin. Of course, don't forget that what they did celebrate over the Invictus time period is Harry's birthday. Okay, we're going to say happy birthday to Harry. For those of you who are all agah over everything that Harry does, just, we get that drum roll going, because it was Harry's birthday. Yay! And we are all here to celebrate with him. It appears that he's celebrating his 39th birthday. So he's almost in the 40s category, but not quite there yet. But he's having a great time. And they had a wonderful birthday celebration for him. The Germans in Dusseldorf, their presentation and their support for these Invictus Games have been absolutely phenomenal. And I hope you all can agree. It has been phenomenal. So if you agree with that, click a thumbs up or write a yes in the comments if you think that Dusseldorf absolutely pulled off a fantastic presentation. Everything that I have seen has been well done. But of course, Germany, they definitely know how to put on an event. So after his wonderful celebration, it looks like they went to a wonderful little restaurant, had bratwurst and beer, of course. That makes sense because that's the kind of things that Harry would love to do. And we just are all agog, I don't know, just kind of enamored by the reception that the couple received. And it's been phenomenal. And the key thing is, this is the thing that I am aware that many people who support the Team Sussex and understand why they support Harry and Meghan, because there is a thought process throughout that you are really interested in supporting what you feel is good and right. There is a key thread that runs through that you look out for and you support what is good and right. Now, everyone has their struggles. Every family has their drama. But there is a point where people begin to ask this question, which is, what is the right thing to do? What is the best thing to do? What is the right thing to do? And then everything else is outside of that. Now, that doesn't mean that you put up with any and everything or that you give in to everything. It just means there is a method and a normal way that we operate in families, in relationships. There is a normal left and right barrier to our behavior, right? And I think that is also what draws many people to support Harry and Meghan in their journey. There is a time, and I think this was actually expressed by Tyler Perry the best, that there is a time when some of the methods that people have carried throughout their generations, that you have to open your eyes and look around and determine, is this something I need to continue to do? Or do I need to get off this path and go in a different direction? And I believe that what we're seeing, even in the royal household and the royal family, we're beginning to understand that Harry and Meghan have made a decision that there is a point, no matter how the family operates, no matter what is traditional, no matter what has been done before, that there is a point in time when you must make a decision and travel in a new direction and go towards a different path. I believe that's what we're seeing. So, congratulations to Harry on his birthday. And in Invictus, of course, it was amped up from the beginning. The party was already starting. But my goodness, once Meghan also arrived, it amplified. Even the noise got louder. And I have to say, we must encourage all of the wonderful participants. Of course, from the Heart of Invictus, the Netflix production, some of my favorites were, of course, Gabe, who is fighting pain, and Tiara from the Ukraine. Her story is amazing. And just seeing her at this Invictus Games again was also amazing. But yes, once Meghan got off the plane, the party amplification went up a notch or two. And it's fantastic to see the two of them together as they continue to support this endeavor. Support of veterans. Um, Let me take a moment to talk about veterans. Now, I've been in and around the military world for quite some time, and I have to say that it is wonderful for people who are in that environment to feel and to know that they still have a support group of family and people who surround them. It is a very odd feeling, and it's one that I can't really replicate in what I'm talking about. There is a very strange feeling for people who've served in the military for a long period of time, that they feel completely bound to it and bound to their organization and to their environment. And it is a very disruptive feeling once that family disruption breaks, once you are no longer in the military. The military has a support system probably like no other. If you're in the military, you're often surrounded by the people that you're going to be working with almost every day, day in and day out. Your meals and everything occur generally with and around the same people. You're living in and around the same people. Um, where you shop, everyone is going to the same places. It is a very closed in environment. And then once you add to that a like experience, whether that experience is involving military actions in any other places and service, then you create a bond amongst military servicemen that is very hard to replicate, very hard. So these games provide a similar source of structure that many, many service members are and have become used to, and it is their lifeline. So it is very difficult for many when they break away from that service to find their footing. You feel unsteady. You're not quite sure what to do next. And the Invictus Games, I have to say, just observing how this is playing out in Dusseldorf, just watching the members of the families that are there to support and the people who can join in, it is definitely a visual replica of that military support environment, which can be wonderful, right? But like any closed group, any close knit group of people, although it's wonderful, it can also feel overwhelming, and it can also feel like it's taking a lot out of you. You feel like you're definitely under a microscope, so to speak. So, once again, folks, make sure that you share with your friends from about my channel as I'm trying to continue to grow. I'm not as huge or as big as those giant channels, but I love to listen to. And I'm going to try to continue to take things from a perspective of definitely supporting Harry and Meghan and the Sussexes. And I might throw in topics from time to time about other things or how these topics are looked at in a certain way. So we've done the happy birthday. Now, we also noticed that we had participants that came in from several new countries. One of the countries was, I believe, Israel. They were participants this time. Colombia participated also. They added to the Invictus Games, and I believe they did very well in the event of swimming. I'm not sure, but I think so. I know the Israelis had a biker that was doing excellent. And then, of course, um, because this kind of caught attention, just folks' attention, is one of the other participants to come on board was Nigeria. Now, Nigeria being Nigeria, um, again, same thing. The participation of the Nigerians definitely kicked the party up a little bit as well. So we'll get to that a little bit later on too. I think I have a photo of them. So now let's talk about, now we're going to divert, okay? And we want to stay upbeat and we want to stay positive because that's what it takes to continue to support Harry and Meghan. And I want to encourage all of you and help you understand that supporting this family, it's not a one-time thing and then wow, it's all over. For those of us who follow some of the things that are happening in the UK media, we are aware that their attacks will never, never, ever stop. Even if they're trying to say something positive about Invictus, they are always going to preface it. It's going to be preceded by, but I don't like Meghan, or I can't stand the way she talks, or who does she think she is? It's always going to be encapsulated in the negative comment. They are masters of diverting your positive intention and then trying to help you focus on the negative comment. And they've played this game so well. They stand on both sides of the bridge, but the overall comment that they want you to take away is that for some reason, even unknown to you, you are supposed to despise Harry and Meghan. They want you to believe somehow they are responsible for the death of the Queen. Now, I want you all to think about that for a moment, okay? Because I'm I can't help myself but throw this out there. Somehow, a woman who met you 5 years ago is responsible for you dying when you're in your 90s. Let's look at that. What is that about? But that's how the UK media frames it. I am amazed every day at the things the UK media throws out to the people, and some of them actually pick it up. Now, I loved the fact that many people decided that they were going to try to mute the voices of the naysayers that are on all of these social media platforms. I believe it has definitely had an effect. Some of these naysayers have social media followings that are hundreds of times bigger than my own. And I just wonder why people tune in to hear the hate, but yet they do. And so the UK media is going to continue to perform their tactics. Now that they feel, okay, what it feels like we're sensing is that now that it feels that they can't really tackle Harry and Meghan outright because they are beginning to witness that Harry and Meghan are of the world influence. You know, they're trying to keep a stranglehold on what the UK is thinking, how people of the UK feel. And then of course they trot out their representatives to come over to the United States and try to influence how we feel and think about Harry and Meghan. So the influencers that show up over here are like Sharon Osbourne or Pierce Morgan. And I can't remember the young lady's name in Hollywood who is supposed to be the royal reporter, but she's stationed in Los Angeles. She's supposed to be the one that tells us here in the US how we feel about Harry and Meghan. She is the source of reading from these polls that, and we all wonder who's being polled. Uh, hey, drop a thumbs up in the comments if you've ever been contacted for a poll to say whether or not you thought Harry and Meghan are popular versus Prince William and Kate. Have any of you been in a poll? I'm just curious. You know, I'd love to see a thumbs up if you've been in a poll like this. But these people come out from the UK, stroll over here to the United States, show up on all of our pseudo news outlets to tell us how we feel about people who are in and around our zone of influence. You know, so they're telling the world that Americans are tired of Harry and Meghan. Who said that? Where'd they get that from? Americans don't care for Harry's whining. Well, first of all, I don't know about all these Americans, but I know about myself. And I didn't see the fact that he told the truth about himself, his own experience. I don't call that whining. I call that Harry talking about what he experienced, right? But they call it whining. And the reason they call it whining is because it is exposing them, the UK media, for what they have done. Now, we're going to go into some more in-depth thought processes. When you look at what the media is doing to Harry and Meghan, it is the exact same, for those of you who are old enough, it is the exact same attention that was put on his mom, Princess Diana. It is the exact same level of negative articles here and there. Even if they said something good, it was going to then refer back to the negative. And they hated the fact that she talked to the media. They hated the fact that she even spoke about anything. And a character that I noticed that was also in that same mindset. Some of you, this is a favorite, one of our favorite people to dislike is Angela Levin. She insisted on talking about how Meghan should be quiet. She loves to talk about women in the royal family. She's praising them about their ability to be quiet and not seen, and don't make a big deal about them, that no one wants to see them. She typifies a woman who basically hates other women. And that is the way she looks to me. I guess, of course, I'm supposed to also throw in that all of this is my opinion, right? I'm supposed to say all these things are alleged, right? Because we don't want to accuse people of what they're actually doing. Now, do we? We don't want to do that. But that is how her approach to the topic of Harry and Meghan always proceeds, is that Meghan is supposed to not show up. She's supposed to be quiet. She has a fixation on Meghan not giving a speech because she has to be quiet. And just like the UK media, and we talked about propaganda last week, they pick one word out of any statement, one word, and they will take that one word and create an entire series of articles over it. And last over this past week, the one word that they could get out of her introducing herself and saying hello to people once she got to Invictus, the one thing they could pull out was the fact that she stopped to get food for her kids and drop them off at school. And that's the one thing they pulled out. And then on the UK media, they went on a rampage insisting that she doesn't interact with her children like that. All she has are nannies, and other people are taking care of her kids. So they went all the way over there with that. They didn't hear anything about, I'm glad to be here to spend time with the families of Invictus. They didn't even hear any of the rest of the speech. Okay? None of it. So this is also something that set them off, other than the shorts when she first came in. This also seemed to put a burr in their pocket. Now, I'm not going to put on a pair of skinny jeans. And the reason is because I'm not skinny. Okay. But if you notice, Meghan is over here in what looks like skinny jeans. And I don't know if you all can walk out in these kind of heels right out there, right next to in the gym. But my goodness, I wouldn't be able to stand up for more than 5 minutes in those. And here she is out here stepping out there on the floor, and she's about to present medals to some of the Invictus Games winners. And she's got on her little black shirt, skinny jeans, and heels that only supermodels wear. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't do that, but I thought it was beautiful that she did. And you best believe that this enraged some of the older white women. And I'm sorry, I have to say it that way. It seemed to have enraged them, and the fact that she could actually dress like this and continue to maneuver. I think someone even made a full video talking about the fact that she had on heels, because they wanted to imply that it means she's phony. I'm not sure how they got into that position, how they pretzeled themselves to make those kind of statements. It was incredible. So, these are the kinds of things that they do. So, of course, as we all know, Nigeria has absolutely showed out, and they better behave. That's what I say. They better not come to the Invictus and misbehave and then have us all have to explain what it is they are doing. But they are having a blast. Many of the folks from the Nigerian team had an opportunity to meet our wonderful Duchess, and they just went over the moon. So the Nigerian squad, I believe, is locked in. I can't imagine how Nigeria would be non-supportive of Harry and Meghan. They are absolutely enthralled, and it is wonderful to see them participate in these games. I've got to check into some of the other things that they may have won. I know they won one of the volleyball games. So if you are aware of some of the other games that they participated in and did well, let me know in the chat or in the comments. I would love to hear if you all are aware of any of those games that they did well in. It was phenomenal. They were just having a blast. So it was fun to watch them have fun. It's one of those things that I wish I was there. So some of my, like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys too long, but some of my other final points are this. Now, here's what came up also out of the UK tabloid blast. If we noticed over this week, the UK as an entity, the UK did not have any high-level representation that said, we wish our UK team well. No one put out a statement saying, we support the UK veterans participating in Invictus. They did not have any high-level person say, I'm supporting, I'm looking out for Team UK. Yay, they won whatever, and so did a great job. They didn't do any of that. They didn't do any of that. So, from what we understand, the discussion is in two different directions. They claim that people didn't want to step on Harry's event, so the royals are quiet. Now, they didn't wish him a happy birthday either on their website. Like, they didn't even put up a note, and happy birthday to Harry. They didn't do that even on their website. Okay? They didn't say, we wish the UK teams in the Invictus Games good luck. They didn't do that either. But neither did the current leadership in the UK. So once again, we are repeating again what happened with the Ladies World Cup in UK. The president of the actual athletic association, who is Prince William, he's supposed to be wearing the badge of honor and being the overlord of the athletics. He didn't go to the game. He barely stumbled out to get in a congratulatory best wish for the team. He barely got that done using his daughter as a prop. And then here we are at the Invictus Games, which is getting worldwide attention because of all the participants involved. And the worldwide attention is from every leader of every country participating. However, the UK is absent. They're just absent. And their reasons are very, very many. But none of it is washing in the UK. There was actually an interview with a veteran, and I believe his name was, last name was Ben Benders, or I believe Ben Benders. And he's a veteran. And he made this statement like, the fact that you don't say or show your support of your veterans, just the simple support of your veterans, because you are in an argument with your family members, that really tells people how pathetically petty you and your organization really are. And I'm sorry, but I have to agree with that. To me, it's ridiculous to see that the UK now, and the UK they have a number of people in leadership, but that they did not have any representative at high level representative in leadership to actually say something as simple as, We want to congratulate all of our UK team members. We want to congratulate all of our UK vets. We're here to support you. They didn't even have to bring up Harry's name to do that. So if people who are in and around this and watching this, if they can't see the ridiculous, and I want to call them very childlike pettiness, it's as if the royal firm is being run by someone who is 13 years old or even less. That entire organization operates as if a middle schooler, maybe someone in 6th grade, 7th grade, is actually in charge. Who in just, just in general, who in their right mind would advise a world leader to act like you don't see the Invictus Games? Who would give you that advice? But I can tell you who. When you flip on the television set and you're perusing through any type of British UK, any type of British media, you begin to see a pattern. And of course, it's a pattern in the UK media, and it's definitely guided by the elderly in the UK media. They really do believe that being cruel, they really do believe that being harsh, even to themselves, they believe that shows strength. They believe that this makes them look powerful. They have not come into the new century. They have not become aware that actually worldwide cruelty is really not currency any longer. And that the fact that you can be cruel is not showing any type of superiority. But they don't get it. They really, really don't get it. And I'm afraid that they're going to learn it the hard way, like all other empires that have fallen before them. They cannot seem to get off of the treadmill they are on and come into the present day. And unfortunately for them, they have simply groomed the next tier of people to take over to be the same way. The likes of which are people like the mindset of Prince William, the mindset of these new young billionaires, the Elon Musks of the world. These people think that they can treat the masses absolutely any way they like, and that you will take it forever and ever, that you will not have any way to fight back. They really do believe that. They believe they are too big, so much bigger than everyone else, that they can just simply make you do what they want you to do. And I believe, I don't know if I'll live to see it, but I believe that slowly that worldview is beginning to crumble. People are beginning to realize that you do not have to be cruel beyond all mindset. You do not have to be cruel in order to be a decent person or to be in power. You really don't. But I think that the royal family is somewhat clueless. They're absolutely clueless. And if any of you, I do not have a clip of this. I wish I did. Oh my goodness. I don't know if any of you heard about this interview with a reporter from LBC and a representative of China. But the bottom line is, this reporter asked a question from the perspective of, Britain or the UK competing with China, or, feeling like they have to do things to compete with China. And the Chinese representative was absolutely spot on in saying that The UK is not even considered a competitor to China. And he listed all of the areas that China is emerging as a leader in, things like automobile production, manufacturing, even in new financial markets, and lastly, of course, in computer technology and AI. And he basically said, the UK, you're not even on the playing field. You're not even considered an entity in this particular realm of competition. And what he did in this conversation was to basically say the UK has a really bizarre vision of themselves. They still see themselves somewhere that they no longer hold sway. They have moved out of the European Union. They don't really offer anything to the greater world. So China made it very clear that the UK is almost a non-entity. So here they are with this royal family, and there's nothing wrong with being a royal family or a rich, powerful family that they are, but their influence, their what do you call it? Their realm of influence has changed, at least for just being a royal family. Their realm of influence is becoming more of a representative, right? Rather than an actual hand to actually having the fingers to the buttons of power. But they still don't quite get it. They are still struggling to understand where they actually fit in. And it is really remarkable that they're watching Harry and Meghan. The couple would have been pivotal in them maintaining that connection to the rest of the world. And they blew it by actually destroying that relationship. And how did they destroy that relationship? They destroyed it by actually saying that they didn't need it, and that we can be cruel to you as an individual and treat you terribly, and that you should somehow not say anything about it, and we can abuse your wife. This is what they wanted Harry to go along with. We're going to abuse your wife and use her as a tool, take all of her money, right? We're going to use we're going to use her as a tool. We're going to take all of her money, but we're going to say we can't afford to support her, right? Your wife, we can't afford to support. And then we're going to try to say that she has no accomplishments and no achievements of her own. We're going to tell the world that she's really not that important and that she really hasn't done anything. And this is what the UK media is trying to tell us. In the meantime, her career was as an actress. She also has a degree or two, right? And she has worked for a living, which in America, we understand what that means when you've been at work for more than 10 years on the job. And all of the products that she has put out and produced have become $1 million products. But we were supposed to look at her and believe that she hasn't achieved or done anything. I mean, as a parent, again, once again, looking at this as a parent, looking at two young people, adult children, I mean, how dare you? How dare you try to compare your family to mine? I mean, you really think you can compare to my family? You can't. But that is what they try to do. So here's this picture, and like I told you guys, I wasn't going to ramble on too long, and I'm hoping that you are somewhat entertained by this discussion. But we're going to even do more entertaining stuff. Oh, before I get ready to go, I need to keep up with you guys. How many miles you got in walking this week? If you got your steps in this week, huh? How are we doing? Because we want to make sure that you all are keeping fit. If you're doing anything else, yoga, Pilates, or belly dancing, let me know in the comment section, because I would love to continue to stay motivated, and you guys keep me motivated by letting me know how much movement you're getting in. So I was able to get my mile in. I want you to know. And yesterday I actually stayed on the elliptical for about, I think it was more than 25 minutes. So I at least hit what the elliptical considered the mile mark. So I want you all to join me in some of those pursuits because we've got to stay healthy. And the reason, because this fight is going to be ongoing. So keep your eyes open for all of the media nonsense. Pay attention to some of the things that they're constantly doing and be advised, especially those of you who are really savvy digging through the internet, the depths of the internet. Be advised, you know they're going to continuously be trying to plot something to come alongside Harry and Meghan. They're going to try. Um, be aware also that it has been announced Prince William is due to arrive in New York, I believe, next week. I'm not sure what that's going to be. We're going to stand by and see. It's part of the Earth shot. Um, the way he's been working with that, most people don't know what it is. Am I right? Yes, I am correct. But he's going to continue to try. But we're going to see how this works out. So I'm all about about supporting the Sussexes, all about it. And I want to thank all of you who have logged in. I really appreciate all of you for joining in, especially taking some time out of your wonderful morning to join in and spend some time with us. And I love the comments. I do. I love the comments. I can't read them all, but I just love them. So before I wrap it up, I'll look at a few. And here's this is really great. You are correct. I wanted to let Miss Joanne know, Joanne Baker, listen, when they saw this picture right here of Harry and Meghan standing shoulder to shoulder. You know, Joanne, you are absolutely correct. They probably crumbled into a pile. They probably crumbled into a pile because this is NATO right here. And NATO is a body of, the combined military forces of the European and Western Hemisphere. And it shows that there are personnel from NATO that support Invictus Games. And the UK the UK leadership couldn't even get a card out. Now, what was that about? It was just crazy, absolutely crazy. And I want to thank you for that comment because you are absolutely correct. And yes, we also know that, Joe Mays, yay, hey, how are you? um it's good to see you here. But yes, you're correct, they should be ashamed. They should be ashamed. But are they going to be ashamed? No. No, they're not. They're not going to be ashamed of anything. They're going to actually double down. They're going to double down on their nonsense. And they're going to probably try to tell you more and more that, you too should dislike Harry and Meghan for what they're doing. But thank you so much, Joe Mays, for dropping that comment. Yes, you are absolutely correct. And then okay, exactly. Rosa Roberts lets us know, who cares about Prince William? Because I don't. Look, he's probably going to find that that's the key response when he gets here in the United States. That's going to be the key response because he's going to be doing Earthshot. There's not a lot of discussion about what it is. Some of the key players that could have been a part of it, that would have brought a lot of light to it and a lot of activity to it, I don't think they even thought about it. Now, I'm the last person to try to tell you how you run your business, but if you had hired me for this project, there are several calls to several scientists, okay, prominent figures that I would have contacted to make sure that Earthshot was a positive experience. I would have done that. So this photo right here from Invictus is probably going to cause a lot of heartburn, a lot. But I want to thank once again, folks, I want to thank each one of you for coming out and participating and joining in. And oh, I'm so excited. We're going to watch the wrap up of the Invictus Games. And if I am a coordinated enough, I might actually put together a post or two showing some of the final scenes when they start probably doing a lot of the outbriefs. And so I am excited to hear about that and watch a little bit of it on some of their Invictus feeds. And I am hoping that you too get to do the same things. But listen, also feel free to drop in the comments anything that you have to suggest, or any thoughts that you might have also about this topic and how we can support Harry and Meghan. Just let me know, and we will all continue to support them. And I tell you what, in the back of my mind, I am considering trying to be at the next Invictus, which I believe will be in Canada. At least that's more reachable for me here in the United States. So it'll be in Canada, and I might actually try to get myself up and going and head out that way. So if we can, we will see if we can make it to Canada, at least some of us that didn't make it to Invictus before. So we'll try to do that. But lastly, again, thank you all for coming. So yes, I believe the name of the general here is Brigadier General. I believe it's no, this is the general NATO, but there is a Brigadier General Alfred Marstaller. He's actually the CEO of Invictus, and they don't talk about him much. So I'm going to look into a little bit more about that general and some of the theaters that he worked in. And so we will learn a little bit more about that. And yes, we will hopefully, Miss Mays, we will definitely try to get to the next Invictus Games. And yes, I too totally applaud Harry and Meghan and their success here in the game. So thank you guys for coming today. We're going to head on back out. Now, everybody get ready to get out there and enjoy the rest of your morning. And again, get that exercise in. Thumbs up me. Please like and subscribe so that you'll be a subscriber, and hit that notification bell if you have one so that you'll be notified when I do come online. And we're going to talk some more about this, and maybe we're going to look into some in-depth studies, in-depth lessons, because there's one approach I want to bring in, and I'll save this one maybe for next week. I'm going to try to research it a little bit more. We are seeing in the UK media that they are pushing a divide and conquer mentality. I don't know if you all are picking up on it, but here's something I want you to look out for. Now, when they're talking about Harry and Meghan, they keep trying to put out the idea that Meghan is upstaging Harry. For some reason, they want to create a division between Harry and Meghan. They're trying very hard to give this perception that Harry and Meghan are going to be at odds because they want desperately to hear rumors of divorce. They really do. But I want you all to keep your eyes and ears open and listen up for that, because that's being dropped into the comments most of the time when you hear the UK media speaking about Harry and Meghan. It's Harry looks so happy when Meghan's not there. Oh, look at her. She's taking over. She's trying to control it. And Harry's doing his a great job, and it's wonderful until Meghan shows up. And now she's taking it over. So keep your eyes and ears open for that trick, because that too is a trick. And what we're going to do next week maybe is go over the origin of that trick. Because for those of you who are very, let's say, spiritually minded, you're going to recognize the divide and conquer process. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But thank you all again for coming. We're going to get up out of here, and I am going to try to enjoy the rest of this day. And you guys get out there and enjoy it too. We're going to have a blast. But yes, congratulations on all things Invictus. They did a fantastic job. And this does not take away from the wonderful work with Sentabali. That was excellent. The polo match, which raised quite a bit of money in support of Centabali, and it doesn't take anything away from the Well Child program either, which is fantastic. And the Well Child program, it wraps into the Invictus program very nicely. So we're not going to forget any of those wonderful projects that they are behind. So once again, go Archwell. They did fantastic. Thanks again for all of you that came, and have a great day.